Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live inside the Eating Peace group. So, welcome. Hi everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live Friday inside the Eating Peace group here. So, an interesting thing to notice based on people's input and sharing. Lots of commentary. How can I stop? How can I stop? I'm continuing this. I keep eating. I have periods of rest and then periods of eating and periods of rest and periods of eating. I'm not getting something. I'm not getting something. Just watch the mind saying that, having its commentary, noticing what you do, how you feel, how you react, the impulse, the urges. We break it down into so many different basic repetitive thoughts really in this work. But just watching mind get busy. And the thought, the assessment of yourself, that nothing's changing, you're not improving, there's no hope here, and watching the mind have an assessment about that. It's very interesting, the idea that no one can save you or no one can help you, the deep desire and wish for that. The way we'll say, I wish I could just, someone could follow me around all day, or I could be locked up somewhere where, this is the amount of food you're given and that's it. And so it's like the mind will consider total and ultimate and absolute control, like a dictatorship, very, very, very clear lines between any mischief or any opening into what could potentially be murky. It also will feel hopeless and apathetic and like nothing's ever changing, nothing ever happens. And I invite you all today, just take this as a meditation, invite you to consider question 4 in the work. Who would you be without your food story? Now, the mind will say, I have no freaking idea. How can I answer that question? I've had a food story for, umpteen years. look at me. Look at my experience. My teeth are hurt because of eating and vomiting. My body is overweight because of binge eating. I can't sleep at night because of eating the wrong foods. It's lots and lots of evidence why this is a big disaster and why it's not working and how it's not working and what you're doing wrong. Let's just consider for a moment, let this be for 3 minutes, a meditation here. You're here because you're interested in questioning your thought. You know that aspect of life. The thought is so strong, it appears so powerful. It's like we're entering, it hijacks us. The belief is actually amazing, very creative, very inventive, mysterious, dreamlike, trance, zombie-like. Okay, so we know that can happen. We know that's what goes on. We're believing in the suffering. So we're aware how strong it is. And then this incredible question, which I didn't even know how to answer when I first encountered the work. Who would you be without your thought? Who would you be without that story? Who would you be without that one thought, that single thought? So narrowing it down and breaking it down. So looking at just the last time you ate off balance, your ideas that you have about food and eating, the mind that's interested in running and solving the problem and fixing it and adjusting and giving you suggestions. It does seem like an entire religion, doesn't it? Like there's the rules about right or wrong, good or bad. Here's the good foods, here's the bad food. Here's the good weight, here's the bad weight. Here's the way to be with food, here's the way not to be with food. All the strategies. So what if we just threw all that out and you started from complete scratch? You just came and you just got here to this planet for the very, very first time. Just landed on planet Earth. Oh, we're going to give you this body to navigate for a while. It's not forever. And just learn about being alive on planet Earth. You're going to be this age. You're going to appear this particular way. There'll be tendencies or patterns in certain directions because of how you look, but nothing's set in stone. Just got here for the very, very first time. Just looking around for the very first time. And you find out to keep this body fueled, it does need energy from what appears to be reality. We seem to need to take in reality so fully that we're merging it. We're merging with it. We are a part of it. And here's a symbol of it as we eat. And it's achieving some kind of continuous movement of energy in this particular form, in material form, in physical form, eating. Becoming one with the world, willing to receive the food. Willing to receive the food. Become one with it, open up to it. Just consider receiving. It's a relaxing, open word. And if you have ideas about why it's bad to receive, you might want to write those down. Find your situations, why it might not be a good idea, and write them down. But in this case, just for the purpose of this meditation today, for only 2 minutes, if you set down all those thoughts, all those shoulds and shouldn'ts that seem like a religion, thou shalt do this, thou shalt not do that. What if you didn't know? If you just got here, it's your very first day, very first new moment, without the belief I need to follow any rules. You might say, that's the problem. I don't follow any rules. Is it true? What if, and if it seems or appears that it is, now remember that feeling. I can't stay on a diet for more than 5 minutes at some point because I'm so sick of it. Like plans getting put together and then it's just gone, lost. There's a rebellion. There's something against that. That's not what I really want. It's not what I really want. It's not what I want to trust. I want to be okay with what is and let the world come meet me instead of me directing and controlling and managing what appears in my reality and what I see. The mind is already doing that and busy managing what appears in reality for you, leaving out things that are scary or showing you things that are super incredibly scary so that you act. Who would you be without the story? My food religion. Who would I be without any rules in the moment? There's no rules. Just notice what feels balanced and what feels off balance. Noticing that eating seems to be required here to live in balance. You just know to do it. Not eating doesn't seem to work unless you want to die. And wanting to die is not necessarily this incredibly joyful experience. It's usually incredibly stressful. So who would I be without my story in the moment? What if I just didn't know? And it's okay to let the mind run. It's saying, oh, wait a minute, I've learned so much. I have a PhD in nutrition. I know what is supposed to be happening. I know what is not supposed to be. I've been just watching with the dangers and knowledge and intellectual power and busyness and speed. What if it's okay if that just is like a whole giant committee and you just softened that? From like let it all be there, like a river rushing by. If you were next to a really loud river, it's pretty loud. And just letting it all be there. And just hold yourself still just for the moment of this meditation. Who would you be? Who are you without the beliefs about food and eating and your body? Without any stressful story about that. Who are you? It's the great and amazing question. And to find, instead of a totally limited, frightened, I don't know, what if it's exciting to not know? Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes? Who knows what will happen today? You think you know how it's going to go, and maybe there could be just a tiny shift of something. Maybe there could be something interesting, beautiful that occurs. Who would you be without your story? And what if it's okay to not have any idea? What if that is actually more alive and connected? I don't know. For example, none of us really know what we're going to eat in 1 year from today. I know what I'm going to eat 1 year from today. No, it's impossible. Many of us don't know what we're going to eat 5 hours from now. We don't know. There's no guarantee. But just noticing the openness, the open mind, the gentleness of not knowing, and that is actually totally safe. It's totally and completely safe. Always safe. When I began to believe in lack of safety, the urgency or the emergency of being a certain weight is better than being what I actually was, that's when the insanity started to begin. That's when the first diet happened, and that's when fear of fat came alive. And the story grew and grew, and I definitely felt like I knew what was right and wrong. So, who would you be without your story? There's a right way and a wrong way to do this. It's absolutely strange question because we're so sure there's been a wrong way. We've been doing it wrong. We've been doing it wrong. Who would you be without that story? Every moment of off-balance eating, an awareness potential, a possibility. Every one of those bites required for learning. Who would I be without my story? Who would you be without your story? So, who would you be without your shoulds and shouldn'ts? Just noticing what works. For me, it works if the body begins to get hungry and I am the loving, unconditionally loving caretaker of the body. I notice, I eat. And I notice if I'm the unconditionally loving caretaker of the body, I stop eating. And if I'm not doing that, there's something that's where the mind is getting overburdened. It's overburdened by what I believe is happening, with feelings, with urges, with life without a thought. I might not trust who I am without my story. I might think it's no good, it's dangerous, in which case, really, I'm not able to quite access who I am without my story. It's too crazy and mysterious and maybe dark and unknown. That's the thing to be testing. Is it as unsafe as we think it is? So it's kind of a very meta inquiry today, way out there. But who would you be without your story? I find it's just here, present, conscious, loving. You always hear about this. What's your true nature? Your true nature is trusting, unconditional, aware, vast, mysterious, willing. So anything that tells you otherwise is worth questioning. Okay the way I am right here in this moment. Okay that how far I've come in the journey. All required. How do I know it was required? It happened. And nothing's required from this point forward. whatever happens is what was required from this point forward. So just relaxing into only a moment of stillness and seeing what that's like, seeing how that feels. Just setting down your food religion for a moment. Who am I without my thoughts about what's right and what's wrong, what should or shouldn't be happening here? All right. Let me know how it goes. Lots of love.